what is the progress regarding Sheikh Hasina's extradition? On one hand, you want to extradite Sheikh Hasina and prosecute her for the crimes which you allege that she has committed, and on the other hand, BNP leaders like Khalida Zia is getting acquittal on the cases which were going on her since long. So, how do you view this?
I think you are making two separate things, like trying to find some coincidence here. One thing quite clear: we want Hasina back, and we want to make her face trials for the murders and mayhem she committed. During July and August, some 1,500 young boys, some even children as young as 4-year-old were killed and most of them were killed by bullets, and she has to face trials. It's a crimes against humanity. And not only these July and August, she has been accused of massacres in 2013 at the Supply Square. She has been accused of massacres after the verdict of a political leader. And she was also has been accused of thousands of, during her time, thousands of people were killed extrajudicially, and also more than 3,000 people were became victims of his enforced disappearances. And it's quite clear that she has ordered those disappearance, enforced disappearances. And that she ordered the security forces to carry out this one of the worst the human rights violations. And some of these people, after she left, they came out from the Aina Ghar. Aina, the mirror house. These places where these people were kept were called Aina Ghar, and they came out from there. They're freed from there, and they came and they were telling us these horror stories. Like some of them were there for 8 years, and their eyes were tied up, and they could see nothing. They didn't know anything about it. And they're we are going to take some of the all the journalists to an Aina Ghar that we have discovered, where you can see that some of them were writing on the wall, they're counting the days they are there. There are all the 250, 180, as soon every day they would count. And this is the way, these people, and Hasina is responsible for all these crimes. And also Hasina also is responsible for creating a kleptocracy. We call it is called Chor Tantro. He created a government of thieves, government of robbers. It's based on robberies, and a lot of you can see some of the reports are coming out. And there was a right after coming to power, Professor Yunus has created a white paper committee led by Professor Dr. Devopriyo Bhattacharya, and Devopriyo Bhattacharya and his team has prepared a report called Dissection of a Development Narrative, and which shows that some $16 billion were siphoned off from Bangladesh every year during Hasina's 15 years rule. So she is also accused of widespread corruptions. So she has to face all these charges, and she will be tried. This is the determination of the Bangladesh people. She will face these charges. There is no escape. We have sent a note viral to India, and we are completing some of the legal obligations. And obviously, we think she will be extradited, and she will face these charges. There is no escape from it. And another thing is, you talked about Sheikh Khalida Zia's acquittal and some of the BNP leaders' acquittal. You can ask the legal rights group here whether there was any judicial independence. Some of the, most of the cases that Khalida Zia and other opposition leaders face are trumped up charges. There is no basis. And the judiciary during Hasina's time, they didn't have any independence. You know the story of Surendra Kumar Sinha, the country's first Hindu Chief Justice. Surendra Kumar Sinha wanted to make judiciary independent. So what Hasina did, she sent her intelligence officers to slap him, to kick him, and they just drag him out of his home and sent him abroad. And he wrote a tell-all books on this episode. You can easily read it. It's easily available. And he wrote how he was like beaten by Hasina's men. So if a chief justice doesn't have any power, doesn't have independence, did any of the judges, lower court judges, have any power? Nobody had. So these charges were just trump-up charges. That's why these, like our BNP leaders are getting acquitted. And we have said that we believe in the independent judiciary. You can send your reporters to Bangladesh to see how the judges are working here.